We are here and we are doing a review on the Vantrue Element 3 Dashcam.
Yeah, so Sue got sent the Vantrue Element 3 Dashcam. She didn't have a Dashcam. I've got one in my van. I've had my one for a couple of years now, and there's some really good reasons to actually buy a Dashcam. Okay, so one of the main reasons I think you should get a Dashcam, and why I've always had one, is that if you're involved in an accident, you've got footage that is unquestionable. As soon as you produce your Dashcam footage, Dashcam footage, as soon as you produce it to the insurance company, they won't dispute it.
They can't argue then, can they? That's it. And the other reason would be social media or anything like that. If you want to show, even show family and friends where you've been, things like that. I think
it's just a nice little bit of kit, a nice little bit of extra filming that you wouldn't normally have.
Yeah.
It can actually sometimes reduce the cost of your insurance if you're running a Dashcam as well, so that's worth noting. It's always worth inquiring with your insurance company.
Okay, so
right, so
the camera
itself.
What are the great features that you like about this camera?
This camera actually has some features better than mine, which is it's 3 cameras all built into one. It has the front element, if you can see that, and that can rotate. So once you've fixed it to your screen, I don't know if you can see that I'm rotating that, the lens can be moved.
It can swivel like
that
as well,
you can swivel the lens around. It also has a rear camera, don't know if you can see that, so you can film the driver. Yeah, that's probably a better way of doing it.
So this one films the driver and this one films outside, but also
it has a rear camera that sticks to your rear window. Now unfortunately we can't use this because Sue's van doesn't have a rear window, but it does have a rear view. So
that's, as he said, 3 cameras in one little unit.
A nice touch to this is that once the camera is playing, once it's all fitted and playing, you can choose which view you actually get. You can have a front view on the screen, you can have a rear view, so you can use it as a reversing camera, or you can have a split screen, so you can have the front screen, you can have the driver and the rear view all together. So that is a really nice touch. It films 1080p 30 frames per second. It has an SD card for storage, which is up to a 512 SD card.
It has like loop recording, doesn't it? So it will record over, so it will record all the way onto this card, but then once it gets full, it will then replace, it will replace
recording over the old footage.
Which means if there's something that you need to save, it will actually record over it, unless you have locked those ones in place, which then means if you've locked them in place, it won't record over it. So if there's something that you really need, or if you've someone's crashed into you, you can ask the camera to lock it in place.
There's 2 ways of doing that as well. Firstly, you can press the little red button on the side. No, there's 3 ways actually. There's 3 ways to save a recording. You can press the little red button on the side, which is, if you've got it mounted to your windscreen, really easy to do. Secondly, you can ask it to save the recording. It's voice activated. And thirdly, you get a sort of a panic button, don't you?
There's a little remote.
You get like a little remote button that you can stick in an easy sort of reachable place. When I say it's a 512 card, it's a 512 gig, so that is huge amount of storage. I'd recommend putting in at least a 128. That should give you a couple of days of footage, that I think, at least overnight for 24 hours, I think that should give you. But yeah, you want to get a good quality SD card. It's a 2.4 screen, which is not a touch screen. It has buttons underneath, which I actually prefer the buttons than a touch screen because it's got quite a small screen.
But also there is an app for the mobile phone.
That is really impressive.
And on the mobile phone you can change all the settings, so you don't even need to mess about with the buttons.
Yeah. And
it's really clear because obviously it's just like a mobile phone one, so each menu then goes on to something different.
That is, I think, the selling point of this camera. the fact that it's got a mobile phone app and everything can come up on your mobile phone screen. You can actually get the footage from the camera on your mobile phone really easy. And for me, that doesn't happen on my camera. My camera, I have to take out the SD card, I have to download it onto either a laptop or onto my phone, and then I have to use it after that. With this, you can actually download it straight on from the camera on the phone without anything else. So that is a big selling point. Okay, so this is the phone app. Right, so you can turn audio on and off. You can take pictures, you can take video, you can download.
This one here shows you all your different, what do you call them, little
events,
images, and yeah. The events one of the things that you've locked in, so these will not get recorded over. And then obviously your photo are just a screenshot of it, an image of it. So
it's pretty much, rather than use the camera mounted to your windscreen, you can use this pretty much as like you would your normal mobile phone, which is what I really like about it.
So all you do is you simply click on one, and then you just press that button there, which will download it to your phone, and obviously you can delete them as well. So that's you in my van.
Yeah, what I've actually just done there is I've used the rear camera from the dash cam to film a bit of footage so you can see the quality,
which we'll put that in.
Yeah. And if you flip your phone, if you play the footage, let's just play a bit of footage of, let's have that bit of footage of me. You can flip it sideways, can't you?
You press that one there.
Oh right, so there you go, you can flip it sideways and have a full view. It's amazing. It is really I'm really impressed with the quality.
And there's you filming.
That's me. That's us filming for this video using the rear camera from the dash cam. So yeah, and there's all the mess in the back of your van. Can you see that? Look in the back of the van.
Right, please don't.
Yeah, the one downside I did find with this is that because it films in 30 frames per minute, it won't capture fast cars coming towards you. So if there's cars on the opposite side of the road, it won't catch the number plate. It'll catch the car, but it won't catch the number plates, which is a little bit annoying. I think if it had filmed in a faster frame rate, it'd be fantastic. But they do other models. Vantrue have got a selection of, I think it's the E1, E2 and E3. This is the E3 version. So yeah, overall I highly rate it. I think it's a really nice piece of kit, and I would have probably gone with this one rather than my current dash cam if it was available when I purchased mine.
We've also done we've also filmed fitting it, so you can hang around if you want to see how quick it was to fit.
It was a piece of cake.
That was amazing, wasn't it? How
it was so easy.
How quickly it was to fit. So yeah,
one of the reasons being is that all the fitments are just USB-C. It's the same sort of fitting as your mobile phone, and that is it. All of the, it's as simple as that. You get 6 meters of wire for the rear camera cable. Again, that's USB fitting, so that just unplugs. The cameras, as I say, are 1080p, so really high quality, good enough to use on YouTube. We'll put in some of the footage. You've got some footage, didn't you? Some driving footage. Yeah, we'll put some driving footage of day and night.
Oh yeah, and the other good thing is it does actually flick automatically from day and night.
Yeah.
So you'll see, I'll put some of that in, that it flicks actually as it's recording. It doesn't stop recording and then change the settings, it just carries on going.
Yeah,
so it flicks straight away.
If it's filming inside the cab of the van and there's not enough light for it to be colour, it will turn to black and white.
As in night vision.
So that's another nice little touch that it's got. It's all automatic as well. You haven't got to change nothing or do anything. It just does it itself.
It records all the audio as well. So if you had anyone come into your van door as you were driving, you would get all that audio of arguments or anything like that.
You can turn on the voice audio or turn it off depending on what your preference is.
Okay, we'll be good. We'll be good, Devil. We've got a problem, Debbie. You can get out and push.
You can turn on or off the inner cab camera. So if you didn't want it to be filming yourself whilst you're driving, you can turn that off and just have a front and rear camera. So there's multiple options on how you fit it up and what you select in the menus. The menu is really straightforward from the camera itself. As I say, there's a couple of buttons underneath. Don't know if you can see those. As I say, there's an SD card that just goes in the side. The camera itself slides on to the mount by just a little push mount.
That's really easy to take off.
And it's really easy to take off. Yeah. What else can I say about it? That you can get a polarized filter for the front of this lens as well, so it'll cut down any glare from your windscreen. So I know that mounting a camera inside your windscreen, sometimes you get windscreen glare, and you can put a polarized filter over that and cut that out. So that's another nice touch from Vantrue, something that a lot of cameras don't actually have.
I think that's it. I think we've covered everything, really.
Yeah, it's a shame Vantrue haven't sent us a exterior mounted rear camera, because that would have been more usable for us. But what I will do is I'll put this camera back on the windscreen, because we've already fitted it, and Sue's been using this for how long? 3 months now?
Yeah, about that.
About 3 months. We didn't want to make a review of a camera or we don't really want to make a review of anything that we've not tested. So sorry Vantrue for taking our time making this video, but we really wanted to make sure that if we recommend something, that it actually does what we say it does. So you've put it through its paces, haven't you? Yep. And I think one of your probably most liked options is the voice activation, the voice control. So yeah, if you wanted to save a picture, you can just, there's certain keywords. I don't know if you can remember what they are, can you?
Well, if we do that, the only problem is the Osmo.
Yeah, the Osmo works on the same keywords,
so it starts turning off.
Yeah, so that's another feature that is really, really nice. I will say once again, I think I've already mentioned this, the packaging is iPhone quality. The box, the instructions, everything in this is the highest of quality.
So now next time you send me to a dead end, I'll be able to
it'd be filmed.
I'll be able to add the footage.
That's one nice thing about a dash cam as well. If you're a YouTuber and you've got a dash cam running, you can use the footage to sort of give you a bit of footage that you wouldn't have normally have got. There's always things that you're going to miss. You're never ever going to have your camera at hand all the time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Vantrue for sending it.
Definitely. It looks like moon landing or something. All these craters.
Adam Sedgwick and the Den Fault, wherever that is.
Yep, that's where you sent me to. Okay, so we've been sent this fantastic dash cam from the people at Vantrue. Mark is going to hopefully fit this to my van for me. But first of all, I thought I would show you what it comes like in the box. I'm doing this because it's absolutely wonderful. The box is really tough to start with, really nice image. Okay, so let me jump straight in. Okay, so you lift up the box. You've got this really beefy user manual. Now, obviously you think it's really beefy, but you've got the different languages in there. So the English is thankfully at the front. It's really clear. There is a QR code so that you can download the app. It shows you how to fit it. So Mark will have a look at this. I'm just going to leave it all up to him basically. But it's going in my van because he actually already has one. So yeah, that's quite good. So I'll have to have a read of this manual as well so that I know how to work it. So that's the user manual, so I'll put that to one side. Then it's then got this nice little picture here, so it's showing you how to do it and how obviously not to do it. Okay, see, I told you it looked amazing. It's like when you get a new mobile phone, everything just looks so perfect. Okay, so obviously this bit here has got some cables in, and it's also got the cigarette lighter bit. Let's see if I can get into this. I'm just going to put that to one side a minute. I'll put it over here so that I can get this bit out. So what have we got in here? It looks like under here some more cables. So I'll just put this to one side so that you can see this little bit. So this is the actual camera. So it's packaged really well, it's got covers on it. Look at that, that is amazing. I'm so glad Mark's already got one. So you've got a place here for an SD card. Obviously then it will record. But yeah, that looks really nice. You got, let me put that to one side. And this one. I mean, you can see it's all packaged. It's all packaged so nicely. So these look like these are stickies to put on the window. This is another sticker. And then you've got cables. This is just the cigarette lighter and more cables. Sorry, cigarette lighter adapter. And then at the bottom of the box was this one. And you have a big long cable. Now I'm guessing this big long cable is to reach from the front or the back to the front of the van, which my van is obviously 6 meters, so yeah, it needs to be long. So I'm really excited, guys, to show you this. So hopefully Mark's going to do that for me today. So this is the dash cam. It looks fantastic.
So looking through the instructions, this is really impressive. Let me just show you it. All the fittings are USB-C, so they are the same as what you would use when charging up your phone. And what you get here is a front camera, a rear camera to film the driver, and also a rear camera to film what's behind you. So you've got 3 cameras all in one little unit here. I didn't realise there was 3 cameras. I just thought it was a front and rear camera. So that is really impressive. The fittings for this, I've just found the fittings, are just slide-on fittings. And as I say, all the cable fittings are just USB-C. You get about 4 meters and a cigarette lighter plug socket here with a USB in the top. So you've got 4 meters of cable to get from basically this little socket here around the window and up behind your dash, but you also get a little tool as well, which is really nice as well. That's for levering up any rubber or trim that you want to get behind to tuck your wire in. So it's really nice that I haven't got to try and find something to play about with the trim with. So yeah, I'm really impressed with what you get in this package. My camera, which I think was about £300, didn't have any of this with it. So far guys, Vantrue, really impressive setup.
Okay, so I've enlisted Mark to do this. Here's the dash cam, but he's just gone in search of something so that he can get the wires through this back bit or something. I don't know. Anyway, he's gone off on a mission to go and find some wires. Okay, mission accomplished. He has found a piece of wire.
Okay, so what I've done here is I've got a piece of wire cable, just a normal piece of heavy duty cable, and I've gone behind the dashboard and come up underneath the dashboard. Okay, so with the bit of wire that I've fed behind the back of the dash, I've put the wire to the dash cam on that, and I'm going to just pull that up, and I'll show you that. Hopefully, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that up here. And there you go, and that saves me removing all the dashboard, because now I've got the cable up here.
This is a little tool that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh look!
It just makes it easier to get hold of your trim and feed the wire up inside. So now if you run it up inside like this,
Can you hold that one?
if you hold that there, and then you could just, if you just run it, your finger up, if you concentrate on the filming rather than holding,
sorry.
and you could just run your finger up inside, and the wire will stay hidden behind your trim.
My word, that's so clever. Have you done this before?
Once or twice.
Oh, but it's not going to be able to do this bit though.
And the same again, little tool to feed it behind the trim up here. Okay, so if you've got any acetone, I'd recommend cleaning the window with acetone or nail varnish remover, or something that will remove any greasy fingerprints or oils. And then we're going to fix the camera onto there. Right, so that is that fixed onto there, and you can adjust the cable really easy to point in whichever direction you want. This is working out to be easier than I thought.
Uh-oh,
We've got
said it now.
a surplus of cable here, so all I'm going to do is feed that up back inside the trim of the ceiling of the
Goes
van.
into the void of Neville.
Yeah. You get plenty of cable, if you're wondering. Lucky enough, Sue has a hole in the top of her dash. If you haven't got that, I'm sure you'll find somewhere to actually feed your wires. Okay, so
Look at that, look how neat that is.
that looks nice and neat. Oh, it will do in a bit once I've finished.
Can't have my little
Okay.
dream catcher now though, can I?
Can't have what?
My little dream catcher hanging, it'll be
Right, so that's all these ones are tidying up, but that ain't nothing to do with me. Just you and your weird thing. Right, so
is that it?
that is it for the front camera. Front camera is fully fitted and working. I've just tried it. I've just turned the ignition on and it's all working. It comes on and off when you turn the ignition on, and that has taken me, I'd say, 15 minutes or less. It has been really easy. Plenty of tea drinking time, because now that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell Sue, who's sitting there holding the camera, that I've worked really hard and that I need a cup of tea now.
Hopefully you can hear because of all these trees that we're parked next to.